Welcome back to the Under the Covers channel. I'm Francesca, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite tropes to read during the holiday season and end of the year, and that is snowbound romances. Particularly today, we're going to be talking about snowbound romances that take place during the holidays. And really, is there anything better than two people that maybe sometimes either are strangers or actually don't really like each other, and they get stuck together at some cabin or some other location thanks to Mother Nature doing its thing, and there's a little bit of forced proximity and some holiday cheer that gets sprinkled in as well and heating things up. So if you're looking for some book recommendations to read that are perfect before the end of the year, then these snowbound Christmas romances are just the thing for you. Now, these are some of my favorites, but I do have a lot more on the blog. I'm going to leave a link to that blog post in the description box down below, but stay tuned and let's dive into my favorite. So the first book that I'm going to be featuring is Hate Me Under the Mistletoe by Kelly Jamieson. This is the first book in the Romancing the Rank series. It is a series that's written by different authors. There are 4 books. You can binge the whole series. I really enjoyed all of them. They all focus on the small town of Garland Grove, and they all have a dash of hockey in them, plus, of course, holiday cheer. In this one in particular, which is our snowbound romance, we have a teenage crush, enemies to lovers, so like childhood frenemies, and of course, snowbound romance. Our hero Ryder had spent a few years with Amy's family as his billet family during the hockey season. Of course, she had a crush on him during that time and he rejected her. So now after Amy finds out that her boyfriend cheated on her, she heads to her friend's uncle's cabin for some retreat in the mountains, thinking that she's just gonna spend the holidays alone and that's gonna be the best for her. Except that Ryder was also offered the same cabin by another family member. He also wanted to spend some downtime alone, and they find themselves at the same cabin, and then a snowstorm happens and they're just stuck there together. So let me just say, this one, I couldn't read it fast enough. It is steamy, it is sexy, it's sweet, it is so much fun, but also super adorable. Definitely what I consider a perfect holiday read, and you will want to read the rest of the series right away, which is what I did. So you can just binge all 4 books. Don't worry, they're pretty quick. The second book is The Matchmaker's Mistletoe Mission by Jaci Burton. This is kind of the prequel, or book 1, if you will, of the Boots and Bouquets series, which is a series that is all set at a vineyard, but this is the holiday romance in that series, and I feel that Jaci Burton writes really amazing holiday romances. So if you were ever in need of a good holiday romance, a lot of those are short novellas, so you can go and pick up any of them. They're all amazing. But this one in particular I love because, like I said, it is a series that is set at a vineyard. Our heroine is a matchmaker in LA, and she's coming to Oklahoma for her friend's wedding. She wanted to come a little early so that she can check everything out, that it's in order, and that wedding is happening at said vineyard. So she's there early checking things out. Snowstorm happens, and she gets stranded at the vineyard with the hot cowboy neighbor. It's a great opposites attract story, but there's plenty of chemistry between these 2 characters to melt the snow all around. And from Snowbound at a vineyard, we're going to go to Snowbound in the city, and the next one is Miracle on Fifth Avenue by Sarah Morgan. So Miracle on Fifth Avenue is about a hopeless romantic heroine who gets hired to decorate the apartment of our hero, who is a reclusive author, a little bit grumpy, and they get snowed in together at the penthouse. Now, our hero is dealing with grief from his wife's death, and our heroine is also dealing with her own grief from her grandmother's death. So while they're complete opposites, because he's a very grumpy hero and cynical, and she's more of the idealistic and romantic, very endearing kind of character, all of those opposites that they have make for some great sparring between them. But at the same time, they had so many things that they could connect on, which made that relationship and the growing of that relationship so relatable as well. Plus, if you want some stories that do have plenty of decorating and all of those holiday things, then this is going to be a great one for that. The next one is a new adult, and it's Snowed In with the Player by Rebecca Jenshak. Is the first in the Holiday with the Player series. So if you finish reading this one, you can binge book 2 right away. It is about the twin sister of the heroine in this one. And basically this one is about twin sisters that go on this Christmas retreat, let's call it. They want to be left alone, watch Christmas movies at a cabin in the mountains. And everything was going great until basically the whole hockey team ends up crashing their quiet retreat retreat. And one of those players is actually Teddy, who is her brother's best friend and her childhood secret crush. Lots of fun shenanigans with this one, and it's also really sweet and endearing and sexy. And if you want to go right into book 2, it is the book about her twin sister. So plenty of great and fun reading. Also really short, so they're perfect for this time of year. And the last book that I have for you guys is a historical, and it's Making Merry by Kerrigan Byrne. This one is also a quick novella. It's a Victorian era historical romance, and it is book 6 in the Good Girls series by Kerrigan Byrne. This novella is connected to her Victorian Rebels series as well, but you can totally read it as a standalone, so no problems there. It's also a great, fun, quick one to read just in one sitting. And we have in this one our Victorian spinster who gets stranded in the Scottish Highlands because of a storm during the holidays. Now she takes refuge at a centuries-old inn, and the only available room is haunted by the ghost of a warrior who fell during the Culloden War, a ghost that actually refuses to give up his side of the bed. I think this one takes on a whole new meaning of Ghosts of Christmas Past, and it's a super fun one, super sexy, and a great introduction to Kerrigan Byrne if you haven't read her before. And there you have it. Those are the 5 books that are perfect for you to read right now. They're all Snowbound Christmas romances. I have even more on the blog, so I have a whole list of 18 Snowbound Christmas romances on the blog that you can check out. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description box down below. I have even more Snowbound romances on the blog, so you can go and check out all of those things if you want for winter. Those are perfect winter reads, but these particular ones are perfect to read right now. Let me know in the comments what is your favorite Snowbound Christmas romance if you have read one that I may have missed. I'm always looking for more because, like I said, it's one of my favorite tropes to read this holiday season. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos from us. Find more recommendations at underthecoversbookblog.com. Subscribe to our newsletter there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!